The KwaZulu-Natal tourism has been struggling to recover from the COVID-19 pandemic, the July unrest and the April floods. But the events like Comrades Marathon returning after a 2-year hiatus, the sector is optimistic about recovery. Now, thousands are expected to descend on the province this weekend ahead of Sunday's race. Let's get more information now from the MEC, newly appointed MEC of Economic Development and Tourism in that province, Siboniso Duma, is that person. MEC, thank you very much for your time. Let's begin with the issue that has been topical this week at least. And that's the issue around water. With so many people expected to descend to KZN, do you think that your province can handle such an influx of people when we talk about the water situation?
No, thank you so much, Babu Mugambi. Good morning to your viewers at home. I think KZN is more than great. I think we are blessed with nice natural resources in the province, although there is a scarcity of water due to the issue of dams and stuff like that. But we have built the infrastructure. We still continue to reviving the infrastructure. So yes, we will have enough water for those 15,000 or more runners. So KZN is capable and will ensure that everyone enjoys the benefit of the topography of KwaZulu-Natal as a province.
All right, so let's talk about the millions that you are hoping to rake in as the province. I'm thinking in my head that the coronation, at least the government side of things now, of the newly appointed king, Misuzulu Kazwelithini, that's scheduled to take place sometime soon. That's going to attract a number of people. The Comrades Marathon this weekend, that on its own, there have been figures bandied about that it may possibly contribute some 200 million towards your province. Have you been able to calculate just how much you're likely to benefit?
The quantum value is dependent on many variables. Number one, I think around KZN or Durban areas, there are places like Umhlanga where the hotels are at the level of 85% in terms of beds. Then Central Town, you'll find that we're already in 75% in PMB areas and the surroundings. Already we are looking comfortable around 65%. So it means that already there is an indication that it will be full packed by the time we reach Saturday. So I think we are comfortable that we have advanced and maintained our historical outlook, because this thing, remember, it has been 2 years now without this nice event. So everyone is looking for it. There is that enticement that they are thinking that KZN will still attract more people, and we are known to be a caring province. We are known to be attracting a lot of tourists. So we hope it will be that, and I agree with the issue of Zulu Kingdom. It is known in the entire Africa and the diaspora. It will also attract more numbers.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the KwaZulu-Natal province being a caring province. It's also known as South Africa's playground, and just the visuals, as I was talking to you, MEC, that we were playing underneath your voice, beaches. A number of them, though, have had to close because of E. coli being found in their water. Is that likely to dampen the spirits of visitors? Because when you come to KZN, you can't not visit the beach.
I think very true, Koli. We must highlight that we've been working closely with different NGOs, with regulatory institutions. As government, we know, because they'll go to a Tegwini, Mhlali area, or Chepstein areas, Reinkonyeni. I think we've retained some of the blue flag status, but it's true that the natural conditions after the issue of floods, even the ocean line has been damaged. So we're still dealing with that, and municipality on their own, they don't have enough resources. So which is why we also request the private sector to play a role, but I think we're still maintaining that a process has started of ensuring that the cleanliness will be preserved. So by the time you reach Sunday, people go to our shoreline, but don't expect that things are back in order. But we are okay. We are cruising at a pace that we are comfortable. That is why we are saying that the more value that is going to be added by private sector, it will be easy for us because KZN belongs to all of us. So the issue of preserving nature relies on our strength. Remember, if you have nice nature, will increase our GDP. Our infrastructure will be increased. You're likely to see more cranes, the construction site and all those things. So it is the holistic picture that must be preserved by all of us.
Yeah. Let me see. While on the subject of cruising, can I ask you to switch caps, therefore, and let's wear your cap as chairperson of the ANC in that province. In recent days, you have been talking that you are going to be in consultation, or you are already in consultations with the newly appointed king, Misuzulu KwaZulu-Natal, and I'm talking specifically here about the Ingonyama Trust Board. You will recall that just after your sentiments about the support of Ingonyama Trust, at least as the ANC in that province, a court ruling came from the Supreme Court of Appeal, which essentially affirmed an earlier ruling that the lease agreements that have been administered under the Ingonyama Trust are indeed illegal. Are you going to be encouraging the king to respect that court ruling?
I think you must understand, Nicole, with the correct context, that the issue of ITP is a very sensitive matter. So even when you deal with, you must understand the delicacy elements that are there. So the issue of court ruling, even the king currently is able to respect what transpired from the court, but is able as well to review some of the fundamentals. I think the rulings is not indicating that the issue of land will automatically be placed and be known where it belongs, because there is even a confusion in the context of South Africa. There is a land that is owned by privately, registered with title deed, and the land that is owned under Amakhosi in the province of KwaZulu-Natal was protected under Ingonyama. And I think we all agree that something ought to be done, because the value for money and the money that is being transferred at the level of DART should be known, and accountability is something that is critical. And I think we are together with the king that there is a need for us to be thorough when we deal with the issue of land. There is a need as well that government must look closer towards this issue, so the judgment is not going to detriment or is not going to deter the focus of a position of ensuring that the arable and the fertile land must be brought back to Africans and blacks in particular, so that they'll be able to come back into the mainstream industry or mainstream economy of agriculture and so forth. So we must be clear when we are dealing with this issue that the position must be known, and the issue of us taking back the economic scale to and be biased towards our people is something that is still a focal area for us. So we're together with the king there and working very close and nicely as well.
All right. So while you pledge allegiance to the king, and in particular you pledge your support around the Ingonyama Trust and the land that it administers, I mean some 3 million hectares of land, this particular court case, Mr. Duma, also involves the fact that the court, if it has indeed, as it has done, upheld that the administering of these lease agreements was unlawful, therefore it calls on those who administer the trust to pay back these monies that have been collected. So as much as you are pledging support towards the king, but you also have got to pledge support for the people that monies have been taken away from, because these are poor people.
I'm clear on that one, which is why, in fact, we must just understand that when it comes to ITB, the king nominates someone on his behalf. The king is not accountable as an accounting officer. There is Mr. Ngwenya, who's solely responsible as an accounting officer. And we are not saying that at this point in time he's clean on these matters. Whatever that is required in terms of PFMA, in terms of the financial accountability, those who are responsible for the process must account. We are clear on that one. But we are saying, that is why I'm saying that this is a delicacy matter, that the king, as the king, is clear on this matter, on the issue of land, and should be protected and be supported. But everything that has to do with the monies coming from the state, the accountability is something that we can't evasive just go away with on the issue of taking back to the committees that are due for responsibility and responses. So I'm thinking at this point in time you understand that the king, as the king, is responsible for oversight model that is going to assist going forward. And the monies that are due back to public purse must be taken back, and no one is going to be exonerated from the processes. So I think you must just understand the line that we are currently advancing as the organization, as the ANC. Our support on the king is the support that is thorough, that Africans have been deprived of their land, have been taken to the hinterland. At the right time, those who are the majority in the country called South Africa must be given back their land in a correct way, in a correct manner that is going to benefit those who have been deprived.
Siboniso Duma, let me thank you very much for your time, sir.